Hello everyone, Josh from Encore, the Mustang Parts Warehouse. In the warehouse today, doing the 79 to 86 and 94 to 04 reorganization of my loose steering wheels and columns. So you might recognize that I've started with the oldest here and have kind of worked my way ever so slowly. We're in the mid 80s, a couple aftermarket wheels and hubs thrown in there. Now we're kind of more your 84, 85, 86. And this is not all of them. This is just the inventory that was loose and shelved. And I got to get this stuff reorganized and get stuff like this listed and figure out which columns are broken on these. I don't know if it's all 94 and up, but a lot of them, the tumbler just wants to continue to spin. And don't tell anybody I told you this, but they seem to start without a key a lot as well. Those 94 to 04 seem to turn their cylinder pretty easy. So I'm just going to go kind of gently over these. As I explained in my earlier videos, I started with 87 to 89. You can see a video in my playlist. Those are the most commonly asked for. And I had about 75 or so total of those, and said my airbags will be the biggest group. Did those next. And I said that these two would be my smallest groups. And as you can see, some of them, there's only one or two or three examples out here. Unlike in the other videos, they all had airbags. They were all the same type of car. And I'm just doing one video to cover both generations rather than two separate ones. So if you're here for the early stuff, wait till I swing left. If you're here for the late stuff, this is for you. So 94 to 04, you know, that one says on it, it's from a 95 V6 convertible. All right, well, that helps. But some of these other ones, okay, I've got my car stock number on that key, so that'll tell me a little bit there. But I've got to familiarize myself with what year did this come in and what year did this come in. A lot of people, like myself, I own an 02 GT, and a lot of people call it black interior, even though it's kind of more of a charcoal gray. So if you asked for a black steering wheel and I sent you this, you might be disappointed because, you know, that I think is, and based on the clock spring part number in there, this is 2000 and newer charcoal, where I'm going to guess this black one and this black one. And yes, I can see a 95 part number right there. So that's more of a SN wheel, more of a new edge wheel. These are things I got to decipher, learn, and list. So if you're here for columns, I don't have any of the naked columns here or many of the other parts, just kind of whatever fit on the platform. But of course, airbag modules and sensors. If you are someone who's interested in a full, I think there's something to do with the key, the cluster, and the computer in certain cars. You have to have like all three to match. If there's any experts in the group that could comment down below, I'd really appreciate that. I think a lot of other people would too. Like if you wanted to change your cluster, or if you did need a new column. Some of these, where are they? I saw a ring loose. Some of these chipped keys, you know, can they be reburnt? Or do you have to go back to the dealer? Can you do it at home? That's a 98 number. So we got some tans, we got some silvers, we got some rubbers, we got some leathers. And I'm not real familiar with, you know, what these are, other than looking up part numbers. So I'm going to get them cleaned up. I'm going to get them listed. I'm going to go through all the keys first, because I'm sure people would be more interested in a steering column, I would assume, if it had a key in it. Maybe you want to use your own key. I don't know. But I also had about 10 loose columns without a steering wheel on it. So I've got a couple containers prepared already of 94 to 04 columns. Like I said, I know they're commonly damaged. That one's got a key in it. That one's got a key in it. That one works. I think one of these, I know for sure, the first one I grabbed yesterday, and I was like, let me just see if this one spins. It did. Like the collar had no key in it. Well, there's only so many here. Well, these all seem to be pretty good. So eBay is probably where I'll try and list most of these with the part number, the year of the car that I think it came out of. Like I could tell by this part number, that's a 2000 or newer. But eBay is real particular on selling stuff that has to do with airbags. So I may not get away with, maybe this one looks pretty destroyed. Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing now that you know what, maybe it was one of the loose columns that I moved. That I was like, let me just try this thing. So thanks for watching me trip over that. So that's it, 94 to 04. I'm gonna look up the part numbers. Got a couple different options. Of course, there's more columns here, there's more wheels here, and there's still cars to be dismantled. So if you are waiting for certain interior parts from one of the parts cars, it won't be in this video, but it'll be when I usually list a parts car on YouTube here. That's to let you know all the parts from it are going to be listed, and they go straight to eBay without too much more advertising. So, so thanks for that. 79. I had a guy here yesterday said, man, I see that wheel on everything. Pretty sure these are an original Mustang wheel. I just happen to have a lot of them. This was probably a collection I bought out. I've definitely not taken apart that many early ones. These are a very popular design. Again, not the only ones I have. It's just the two that I happen to find loose. And the horn buttons, I've got two containers, two deep containers like that of horn buttons for a lot of these. Not all perfect and not all complete. So I probably will have just some early wheels for sale. Then I will have some early columns for sale. And then I will have some early complete everything. Horn, button, wheel, column, key, interior trim, everything. And try and sell these a couple different ways. The owners of the car will know better than I do why these 4-spoke kind of steering wheels have been so desirable lately. I do have a bunch of extra horn buttons for those as well, but I would think it would be, I mean, my taste is either something like that in the early car, maybe something like those. Those are a little sharp inside the car. They're a little unforgiving, that metal. But I don't know, I've seen a lot of requests for these, so maybe there's a certain type of Mustang that is popularizing again that uses that. I know the pace cars are popularizing all of a sudden, but I don't think that was the column that it had. Looks like a couple aftermarket wheels. Now we're getting into the earlier mid 80s. Those are probably like 83 and 84. I gotta learn, did they come in GTs and LXs and GLXs? Are there going to be cruise options, cruise delete options? It looks like we got a couple. Oh, I thought I saw a different color. I know in the style like this, I've got a couple like tan red for sure. The horn buttons on these ones here, I get a lot of requests for the horn button. Something in here, a clip, a piece of plastic, there's something, for some reason these really like are always ate up. They're hard to remove. This one's still installed, broken. Maybe got a winner there, but you know, I'm probably gonna want to leave that with the best steering column I'm trying to sell at that particular time. So until further notice, you probably won't see from Encore Mustang parts if that's like an 85, 86 horn button only. If I end up having more buttons than wheels, then that's going to be a different story. Still got a lot to pull out for the early stuff. Like in bins and boxes, I got all the switches and just like all the interior stuff that I put it away. But we're doing it all at once kind of now, like all my steering columns. I took down probably almost 200 columns. I know that's a popular wheel and horn button alone. Same thing goes there with like any of these. This is an SVO column. I probably wouldn't sell just the SVO horn button. I'd probably want that to go with that wheel. Broken. It's broken here too, but It's a shame. Oops, I got zoomed in too far. Yeah, this one's broken and it's cracked, maybe cracked or heavily scratched, like from being face down in cement or something. That's a shame because that's a unique one. I'm sure somebody's looking for. And I probably would swap that one out if somebody really needed the Mercury, because I can just put a Ford one back in there. But unfortunately, it's broken. So I've found a couple other containers with 3-spoke wheels and horn buttons. So if you see like a couple out here missing, I definitely have enough horn buttons to go around for my 3-spoke columns. And I think we're back kind of in the middle of the Red Sea here. Just going to be, you know, whatever I had sitting on shelves. You can see it's not been cleaned. This one looks real nice. Some of these were boxed, the wheels. That one's pretty clean. But the columns were just here in the warehouse on the shelves. And it was time to go through them. So one by one, I'm going to start listing wheels and probably more or less complete columns for now. If there's something you need, you don't see here or you don't see on my website or eBay, you can go ahead and message down below or find me on Facebook. Like turn signal switches, interior trim, that we didn't talk much about that today. I want to test everything like this that I sell before I sell it. So there's, and all the part numbers change so regularly that I'm not just going to put a generic, this fits 94 to 98 on there. I'm going to make sure that it's the exact part number for the year that I'm advertising, not just a wide range. So I guess that's it. I hear a horn honking out there. I think that's for me. So thank you all for spending some time with me on 79 to 86 and 94 to 04 wheels and columns. Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.